Hey guys, it's Amy at Zoe Beck, and I'm going to do my weekly update for, January 19th, 2025. So, I did a lot of reading this week. I'm really glad with that. It was just a weird week, and the end of the week this weekend has been kind of off for me. I'm hoping I'll get back into being normal feeling on Monday. I don't know what it was. I kind of don't want to do a whole lot, I guess. I'm tired. I'm dreaming too much. I'm just tired. Anyway, so, yeah, it's just been yesterday was really nice. I just spent the afternoon just reading, and it was really nice. Like, I didn't do a whole lot. So today I have to do my chores, but I'm hoping to still do a lot of reading, which Cooper will appreciate because he'll like to lay on me. So this week again was fine. But I didn't read what, I thought I was going to. I did some of it that I thought I was going to, and then I kind of switched it up. I kept changing what I was doing. So this is going to be kind of chaotic. Anyway, so let's talk about the books that I read, the ones I'm in the middle of, and what I think I'm going to read in the next week. So I did finish The Use of Photography by Annie Ernaux and Marc Marie. This was translated from the French by Alison L. Strayer. So this was, as I said, it was about 2/3 of the way through last week. So I really enjoyed this in the way that this was, how this memoir is formatted and told. So this couple got together in 2003, and this book was I think was published in 2006, 2007 in French, but we just got the translation. So, but what this is following is Annie and Mark their relationship is involved in this when they were, had this time together, and they took photos of their discarded clothes after an intimate evening. And it was really interesting because there's 14 or 15 photos, and then each of them tells a vignette of something. They either talk about the clothes or the texture or colors or something that reminds them something from the floor. They're kind of just little vignettes of their memories of things in their life. And a lot of them didn't have a lot to do with their relationship. It was a lot of other stuff, but their relationship was in there. Again, it very much has this underlying tone of death and sex, and I think mostly because she was going through cancer treatments when they got together, and the photos are of the aftermath of some of their intimate sessions. So it was really interesting because it has to do with a lot of pictures of the floor or the beds or the area around. He is a photographer, so a lot of them they look kind of artistic in a way, even though they're just from the discarded stuff. And then some of them are her photos as well. They don't, they said they just started doing it, and it was kind of interesting. So again, I think it was a really interesting way to do a memoir of her. She would say something and then he would do it, and they did not know what the other person was writing. So I think it was a really quick read. I think it was really fascinating. As I said, some of them were just photos of stuff on the ground, of aftermath, of them, that one is of them pushing stuff off of a desk. It was I think it was just a different way. And again, I did read The Years by Annie Ernaux back in 2020. I think around when it was pretty popular here, or it was up for the Booker or something? I don't remember. Point is that I remember enjoying it, although I don't have a lot of memories of her life. I remember certain things, but I'd have to reread it again to remember everything. But there are parts of it I remember I really enjoyed this, and I did really enjoy this. I was really surprised at how much I liked the vignette style of this and getting both of their sides of things, but it was totally different of things. She would be talking about death in one thing, and he would be talking about, old relationship or traveling to somewhere where, it was just interesting. It was very, very interesting. Anyway, so I did finish that. On Monday, I started my reread of Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. So this is the first book in the Imperium series. Everybody's talking about this. You should all know what this is. Again, it's about the Battle College and her, Violet, who is forced to become a writer instead of a scribe, and then her journey when she meets everybody there. I really enjoyed this book. What was really neat about this reading is that when I I read it the first time in the hardback, and then when I reread this before Iron Flame, I listened to it. And then after I listened to it, I later got a message saying that they had added some bonus chapters to the audiobook. So I had downloaded it and re-downloaded it for that. So I got to listen to the bonus chapters this time, and then there's another bonus chapter in this version. So there was 3 bonus chapters from Xaden's point of view. So anyway, I really enjoyed my reread of this. I still really enjoy this book. I'm still really worried about Iron Flame and Onyx Storm, but I really enjoyed revisiting this. I read this in a couple of days. I was able to listen to a lot of it at work while I was working, because I had a lot of computer stuff I was doing where I was mindless typing something in, doing inventory stuff. So, but I really enjoyed my reread of that. I'm glad I did that. So I'm trying to get stuff done. I did, after that, also listen to the audiobook for Heart of Iron by Becca McMaster. I think I had about 300, oh no, probably about 250 to 300 pages left of this book. This is book 2 in the London Steampunk series. So I read the first 2 books in the novella back in 2016, and then for some reason I didn't pick it up again for forever. So I found this last year, and I think I reread, I don't know if I reread, might have been the year before that, but I remembered that I had these books. So I reread the first book and the novella, and then last year I started this one in June. And so it took me until now to finish my reread, because again, it wasn't a reread I was focused on. I would pick it up every once in a while. I would listen to the audiobook, or I'd read it physically for a little bit. So on Wednesday, I was just able to listen to a really good chunk of this and get it done. And I'm glad I got the reread done. This is not my favorite of this series. Of the 3 books, well, the 2 novels and of the novella, this is not my favorite, only because the middle for me drags a little bit, but it does get really good in the end. So this is a world where it's like an alternate, world where vampires rule London and England. And we have Will, who is a werewolf, so they are kind of lower, they're not considered really citizens and stuff, and he is kind of pulled into some political stuff to kind of change that. And he is also watching out for Lena, who is connected to the first book, is the main female character in that book. This is her sister, and they have had this kind of tug. They've been attracted to each other, but neither one would cross any lines. And then things start happening for both of them. And so I really like this one. This is definitely more of a antagonist. Like they like each other, but they also like attracted to each other, but they also get mad at each other a lot. So there's a lot of antagonism in here, but I like the way it went and how I'm really excited now to pick up My Lady Quicksilver, because it comes after this, because of what happens in the end of this book. And I'm like, why didn't I continue this book? I don't remember why. Anyway, so I'm going to continue this series, because this is, again, one of those series that I wanted to finish my reread so I can continue the series to get through that. So I'm hoping to pick that up, the My Lady Quicksilver, hopefully next month or 2. Then I don't remember when I started this book. Did I start this on Sunday? Yeah, I think I started this on Sunday, so I don't think I talked about this. So Death on Gokumu Island by Shiichi Yokumizo. Sorry. So this is like classic golden age mystery. It was published in 1948. This is part of the detective Kosuke Kindaichi mystery series. So the Hunjin Murders is the first book in this series. This is technically the second book. So I read the Hunjin Murders a couple of years ago, and I've collected most of the series that they have translated. The actual series is like 30 some books, I think. It's like, or a lot. There's a lot of books in the series. There are only so far 6 of them translated into English by Pushkin Vertigo. This one was translated by Louise Hio Kawai. So I read the Hunjin Murders like quite a few years ago, and this has been on my shelf to read the last 2 years. Like it was on lists for me to read, and I haven't read it. And I didn't even put it on this year's list for 25 and 25, but I don't know why I didn't do that, because I wanted to read it. So anyway, this is following this detective. He has met somebody during the war. This takes place again right after World War II, where the soldiers are being sent home, and his friend dies just before they get back. And before he dies, he tells Kindaichi that he must go and save his 3 sisters, that they are going to be murdered, and he has to save them. And he dies before he explains why or what's going on. And so Kindaichi goes to the Gukumo Island, and it's very insular. It's a very, there's the certain families and things that are, there's the main family and the branch family, and then there's the the temple and the priest there, and then the mayor and a doctor, and there's all these people. So it's like a small community. I mean, there's a couple hundred people on this island, but the ones we're talking about are the more ones who are more in power in this area. And so again, he's bringing news that the heir has passed away, and then there's a lot of confusion of who's going to take over. And he's there for a little bit, and no one, he's trying to figure out what to do, because he's like, what's going to happen. And then one of the sisters dies, or is murdered, let's put it that way. So in a very gruesome way. So this was really a great twist. There's a lot of good twists in here. I spent half the book trying to figure out what was going on, and I sparked on it at one point, but that was not what I really thought happened. So, I thought the mystery was really good. I really enjoyed this. This is probably one of my favorite mysteries in a really long time, just because I really didn't know what was happening, and I didn't know where it was, how it all came about. And I know that some people might be able to pick it out, but I thought it was really good, because again, I kept changing my mind, which is what you do in a lot of mysteries. I thought he did a really good job. Again, this is, kind of golden age mystery for, I think, I think a modern classic for Japanese mysteries. So I'm really glad I read this. I do want to read more of these books. I own 3 more. And again, I read this one. So they were published out of order from the series. They're just picking and choosing which ones they translate. So this is technically number 2 though in the actual series. So that's why I read it, even though it was the 4th one to be published by Pushkin Vertigo. So it matters what list you are. I'm going to try to read them as close to in publication order that they were published in Japan originally. So the next one, number 3, is the one that they're publishing this year in July. Might be July or June or July, and it's called The Murder at the Black Cat Cafe. So I might not wait for that. I might read The Village of 8 Graves, which I think is book 4 or 5. It's a couple, maybe it's a couple down. Anyway, point is I'm going to try to read them semi in order, but I might have to go back and read 3 when it comes out, because now I'm definitely going to get the book, one of the books that I'm missing, which is a farther along one. But I also am going to pre-order the 3rd book because that's coming out this year. Anyway, and it's a shorter one. It's actually a pretty short novel. It's probably as long as the Hunjin Murders. I think it might be about that size, because this is quite a bit longer. Anyway, I really enjoyed that. I don't know why I'm rambling, but and again, I don't give mysteries 5 stars very often, so that one was not a 5-star, but it's like a 4.25, 4.5. It was really good. I really enjoyed it, and I look forward to reading more in that series. I'm hoping to pick up the next mystery, if not in February, maybe in March, if March Mystery Madness is happening. We'll see. And then the rest of my reading this week was reading the rest of Clear Card, Cardcaptor Sakura Clear Card. So I had these all from the library. I had read book 1 back in on the 5th of January, so I have that still to take back, but I have to take all these back. So yesterday, so I read a couple of these during the week. I read 2 and 3 on Sunday, and then Friday I read 4 Yeah. And 5. And then I read the rest of them yesterday. So this is, again, a Magical Girl series where... Okay, my throat just dried out, sorry. Where we're following Sakura, who in the first part of the series is trying to collect the Clow cards that have disappeared or been scattered. And so the first 6 volumes of that series is her collecting them. Then there's the Master of the Clow, which is the next section, which is another 6 volumes, which is aftermath of what happened in the first part. And then I did not know that they came back to the series and wrote 16 volumes of Clear Card. So now I've read, I have read everything except for the last volume. The last volume comes out in March. So I'm hoping my library will get it so I can finish this series. This is a series that I might want to own in the future. Right now I'm fine with not. I'm hoping they'll bring out like a, combined volumes at some point. We'll see. But anyway, but so yesterday I read volume 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. So again, I have gotten I've gotten all the English versions out that I can. Cooper, don't do it. So I have read all those. As I said, most of them this week. One was the week before. So anyway, I'm really excited to read the last volume when it comes out. It's not yet on my library list, so there's other people who are probably going to ask for it before me, so it might be a couple months before I get a copy, but we'll see. Anyway, I'm really glad that I caught up on that series because I did not know it existed. So now I need to look to see if there's any other series that I'm missing from Clamp, because Clamp did all the Cardcaptor Sakura, but they have done some of my favorite series of all manga that I've read. So I need to check if there's some other series that I am missing. So, okay, so that's where we are on that. So let's talk about what I'm in the middle of. I am still kind of reading Kallocaine by Carolyn Boyd. This is a Swedish author. This is translated by David McDuff. So this is a dystopian. It was published in 1940, and it was published between the times of Brave New World and 1984. So again, it's a classic dystopian. I feel like I need to read these. I don't know why. I'm not enjoying this one. This one follows Leo, who is a scientist, and we know something happened that got him in trouble, but we're not sure at the beginning. And then it kind of goes back and tells us what was going on in his life before things went bad. And this is talking about a state that is very controlling with everything you say. Everybody can tell what, so if they think you said something that was out of place, they can report you, and then you get fined for that or have to make a public apology. And so there's, like, as I said, it's very much in the realm of all the other dystopians. I do want to read that for that. It just doesn't call to me. I have been reading so many other really good books that I'm like, it's just hard. So I'm only on page 43, and it's like 170 pages. So I will hopefully make some more progress in that. I'm not sure when, but I will. Hold on. And then I knocked that over. I'm doing so well today. Sorry, kitty. Anyway, I'm also in the middle of, let's see here, Iron Flame. So I did continue on to book 2 of The Imperium by Rebecca Yarros. I just don't have the cover. It's over there somewhere. Anyway, I am 80 right here. I'm 88 pages in. So something just huge happened. But I'm finding that this is a book that I don't want to read too fast, I guess. I'm having trouble because, again, I started this book in November of 2023. When it came out, I reread Fourth Wing and then went right into this, and then I was not liking a character that we were introduced in the first, I would say the 20 pages. So I read to page 66, and I was not like super enjoying what was happening. And I don't know why. Maybe I just didn't want to know what's going to happen next. I don't know. Maybe I was really worried about my characters. I don't know. And I put it down, and I've all 2024, I meant to pick this book up. This book has been sitting out on my TBR shelf, just staring at me in this, going, read me, and I haven't done it. So anyway, I'm now reading it because Onyx Storm is coming out this week. So I'm not gonna make it because I'm only 88 pages in, and this is about 620 pages, around there somewhere. So but I hope to make some progress this week and get this done this week. I mean, I hope to get to Onyx Storm, but I'm not gonna promise that. Mostly I just want to get through Iron Flame, because this is a book that has been haunting me all year, that I haven't, for over a year, that I haven't finished. And again, I just stopped on Friday, right where it was really, really exciting. But the thing is that both Thursday and Friday, I was so busy at work, I couldn't listen to any audiobooks. As I said, I have a job that it fluctuates. There's certain things that, there are days where I'm doing a lot of computer work where I can listen to audiobooks. And then I have other days where I have computer work or other things going on that I cannot listen to an audiobook. There's just no way. And Thursday and Friday were both those kind of days. So I only listened to this while I was exercising and my drives into work. So that's where I got. So I still have, 500, no, is that right? Yeah. Yeah, 540 pages of this left. So I'm hoping to get this done by midweek. Maybe, if I'm lucky. It matters if I have some days at work that I can listen to. Really, as I said, this time around, I'm really back into it, and I got past my little hiccup of what happened when I stopped last time. And again, as I said, I stopped at a point where it's like huge, and I'm so mad I haven't picked it up, but I did not feel like listening to audiobooks this weekend. I have not felt like it at all. I'm hoping tomorrow, when I exercise, I will go right into it, and then maybe I'll get to read some of it at work. We'll see. As I said, Iron Flame is going to be my audiobook for this week. We'll see if I get very far. I have a lot of audiobooks I want to read afterwards. I have Onyx Storm coming in, we'll see how that goes. Anyway, and then the only other books that I'm in the middle of right now is Marie Kondo's Karashi at Home. I think that's how you say it. This is, again, the author of the Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up. This was translated by Kathy Hirano. She did, I think, all of her translations for her books. Anyway, so this is more of a coffee table book, but it has instructions and stuff. And it has really pretty aesthetic pictures, but this is not the home I would live in. But what it is it's talking about looking at your home and what you want in it. Now, she's very minimalist, and very much everything goes into this place, which is part of her whole tidying up the KonMari method. But again, I look around, and yeah, I have some clutteriness and I want to get rid of and stuff, but really, I'm not much, my decorations, like she talks about, like where I'm at in the middle, I'm about 120 pages in, and it's about 220. So I have about 100 pages left, but most of it's pictures. Anyway. But I look at all those, and there's like nothing there. It's like blank space. And to me, I want books there. Like clearly I have books everywhere in my house. So to me, that is what I want to be seen. I guess that's kind of so it's a different look. I'm not getting as much out of this one as I have gotten in some of her other books. The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up, as well as Spark Joy. I think those are both really good on the actual method of doing stuff. I think this was just a pretty book and a little bit more instruction. So I'm going to try to get this done so I can take it back to the library. And that will be the last library book I have. And hopefully I will not have any more library books for a while, except for audiobooks that I get for books that I own. Because January I did not stick to my goal of staying away from the library. But I went through kind of a Marie Kondo phase, and then I also got all the manga for a clear card. So that's how it goes. Anyway, so that's all the books that I'm in the middle of. What I'm going to read, what I hope to read, let's put it this way. I'm hoping to read this today or tomorrow. I haven't decided. Let's see here. I'm going to read the short story, Jack West Jr.'s Jack West Jr. and the Hero's Helmet by Matthew Riley. This is book 3.5 in the Jack West Jr. series, the adventure story, action adventure novels that I read. I just finished my reread of 5 Greatest Warriors week before last. So this is the next one to read, and you can only get it on his website. So I've downloaded it from there. It's like 22 or 24 pages on the on the computer on this. So I mean, again, I might have to blow it up a little bit, but maybe not. I don't know. I don't read much on my iPad at all. So I want to try to get that done this week at some point, if not today, one of the other days. It's not very long, but again, it gets me to where, and then I can pick up book number 4, the 4 Legendary Kingdoms, because I don't know where this story is going, because the way that 5 wraps up. And so this again is a prequel to the series, but it's put in as 3.5. So I guess because of when he wrote it, I'm not sure why, but we're going back in time to before the novels. So we'll see. And we find out about his hat, which is very important to him, and that he that is a fireman's helmet. So we'll see how that goes. So anyway, I want to read that because it's a really short novella, short story that is in that series, and I'm trying to complete that series. I might pick up Welcome to Hunam Dong Bookshop by Huang Bo Rimon, something like that. This is translated by Shanna Tan from the Korean. So again, this is one of those feel-good translated books that I bought a couple of them of. This one is a woman who, had really good success and then kind of loses it all kind of thing, or decides to step away because she kind of breaks down. So she buys or she opens a bookshop, and then I think it's her getting to know her neighbors and people who come to the shop, I'm guessing, in this neighborhood. But anyway, so I could pick up that one. I could pick up my 2 pre-orders that have come in. I have Beg, Borrow, and Steal. Beg, Borrow, or Steal from Sarah Adams, which is the next book in the Rome, Kentucky series, or When in Rome series. I really enjoy this series, and I love her writing. I'm really excited for this one. It's 2 elementary teachers who are both, I think, both want to be writers. Anyway, we'll see how that goes. Or I could read Adrift in Currents Clean and Clear by Shauna McGuire, which is the next is book 10 in the Wayward Children series. So I want to keep up on those. So, and I want to keep up on my pre-orders this year. So, and as Onyx Storm is coming in this week, again, I do not say I'm going to get to Onyx Storm this week. Iron Flame might take me all week from the way I'm going on my audiobook with that, because it might just be like I only listen to it when I exercise and drive to work. I'm not sure. It just depends how work goes during the day, but we will see. As I said, if I get Iron Flame done, and I can go into Onyx Storm. I do have a couple other audiobooks I could go into afterwards, but I want to get through those first. And then I really think today I'm going to pick up Into the Storm by Taylor Anderson, which is the first book in the Destroyer Man series. I have talked about this series, but I just adore this series. This is one of my favorite ensemble cast books of all time. Like, again, I love stuff in Tad Williams. He does that too, as well as Nalini Singh. They're like all these, you get all the characters build up through all of her books. And Tad Williams, again, Memory, Sorrow, and Thorn, and Last King of Oshnar. That's all. I mean, the Oshnar world is just, there's so many different people. But ensemble cast, this one is a little different, but I really, really enjoy this one. So this is 1942, and we are following some Navy men who are on destroyers. They're like from World War II destroyers, so they're kind of not out of date, but this is when they're losing the war in World War II, the Asiatic theater. And so we have some destroyers who are guarding another ship, and they're trying to make their way. And then they are attacked, but then there are some kind of phenomenon, and some of them are sent to another dimension, which is like it's ours, but all the evolution has changed. The different creatures that have evolved into sentient beings. And so quickly they have to make a decision on who they're going to fight with, because there are 2 rival people We'll just use that term. And then it's just adventure and so much happening. Now, again, we are following a lot of men in this book. So be aware that, again, this is 1942. So there's a lot of attitudes that are not great. I still think the author does a really good job of showing different characters and the men's, and the way that they're just, you know, how they think about things changes with who they make as allies and what things happen. It just is a great military action alternate history thing. So I really enjoy this. As I said, I've read the first couple books multiple times and I've just never gotten to book 5. So I know I've read Into the Storm at least 4 or 5 times. This will be my 5th or 6th time. I don't know. I've lost count. I've read the second book at least 3 times. And I've read, 4 times, maybe 4 times. Maybe this is my, I don't know. I've lost track. Anyway, and then the second one I've read at least 3 times before. And then I know I've read this third one at least twice, if not 3 times. So I'm not quite sure where I'm at on this. And then the number 4 I've only read once. And I've never continued. And there's a 15-book series. So my goal is this year is to make progress in the series. I want to reread the first 4 books and I want to get to the 5th book. And I would love to get at least partway through the series. I would like to get halfway through the series. I would like to get to book 8 if I can this year. That's kind of my goal. Maybe it's a stretch goal, but I would still like to get there. But I want to get back into the series because I love these characters, especially later in the books, because you get to know a lot of them. And I mean, there's a lot of ups and downs because there's a lot of heartache and brutalness. Again, it is military and it's alternate history, and it's there's a little, you know, suspend your disbelief because they're in a different universe. But I just think it was done really well. Anyway, I'm really looking forward to my reread of that. Obviously, I keep going on about it. I don't think it's a series for everybody, but I really enjoy the first 3 books for sure. As I said, I've only read the 4th book once, so I need to reread that. But I know it ends on a cliffhanger. And I don't know why I've never picked up book 5. So I just said this year is I'm hoping to be a Destroyer Man year. I want to get through a lot of those books. I'm not saying I'm going to finish the series because 15 books and they're all this size. You know, they're all over 400 pages. Some might be actually over that, but I'm not sure. I can't. Some of them are pretty big, but I'm going to try to get through those. So that is everything. I don't have anything else. I mean, I could pick up anything. My mood is a swinging. And I still have a couple books that I still said I was going to get to that I haven't yet, which is fine. You know, I'm like always like them. But I had picked up some really good books this week. I mean, again, this is definitely by far my favorite book so far this year. I really, really enjoyed that. And I'm so glad that I read that. And I can't wait to read another one of those mysteries. Because again, I don't read as many mysteries anymore, but I want to read another one of those fairly quickly. So anyway, that's it. What are you guys reading? How is your reading going? Let me know. Or if there's anything you think I should focus on, let me know. Because you never know. I have so many books and so little time. So we're going to see where my mood takes me. We'll see what happens. Anyway, Cooper and I will see you later. Bye.